Hello guys and welcome back into another build guide. Now today we're gonna talk about a Knight, which is the second character coming in on release on the release banner. And if you're watching this video, the game is out, so let's go. We finally did it. Enjoy your pulls, good luck with your RNG, and enjoy the game basically, right? So let's get into it. And actually, before I start, if you don't mind, go follow my Twitch because I'm gonna stream there. So it would be nice for you to come say hi sometime. So I'll be appreciated if you guys could do that. It's easy, just follow. So whenever you see me online playing this or other games, gacha games or other games, I don't know. And if you want to say hi or you have any question about any videos that I made, you can comment there and say and ask, right? Or say hi or just hang out, right? So let's get into the A-Knight build. Now, the A-Knight is a special unit in a lot of senses. First of all is Spirit. Now, Spirit has its merits and its ups and downs in the sense that in the game there is a circle of elements that counter each other. So let's see if I can remember like mentally. So I need to look up because I'm scouring my brain. So mineral is strong against beast. Beast is strong against plant. Plant is strong against star, and star is strong against mineral, and it loops like this. On the side, there is two special elements, which is spirit and intelligence. Spirit counters intelligence, and intelligence counters spirits. Now, what does it mean, counters, or like weak against, right? It means that if you're attacking an afflatus, which is the way they call an element, if you're attacking an afflatus and it's weak against you, you're going to deal 30% more damage to them. Vice versa, if you are weak to them and they attack you and you're the afflatus that they're strong against, you're going to take 30% more damage. So be careful when you make a team and keep an eye on what the afflatus of the enemy is, so that way you can tune and switch around units and switch off and in units that are not going to have a hard time against the monsters, right? Even if they're good, maybe sometimes you want to switch off because the boss is going to destroy your healer, let's say. So he's going to want to change healer with someone else. Now, let's get back to the spirit. The spirit, though, doesn't really have many moments where you actually fighting against intelligence units. The only way would be the only way with everyone is intelligence is one of the stages where you just do it to farm money. That would be where A-Knight is gonna blast everyone off the pool. It's gonna blasting everyone, but blasts even outside. So even without the 30% that you might not get on every fight on during the campaign and like normal content, right? Or on the artificial somnambulism system, which is an end game scenario. Even then, even lacking the 30%, he does a lot of damage, and he's the only unit in the game that gives plus 50% on all allies. It's a buff, rousing morale, and this is on his ult. This is his ult. When his ult basically is mass attack, so attacks every enemy. Deals 400% reality damage to all enemies. So is a reality unit. What does this mean? Reality and mental damage are the two different defenses that the monsters and you have, and some monsters are more versed into defending against mental. Some are better defending against reality. So you want to click the little magnifier in game and check what their defense is, and if they have a low reality defense, you want to use reality team, and vice versa if they're low on mentality. It's going to tell you what's the rating on their defense, like A, B, C, stuff like that, right? So if you're attacking a high reality monster, you're going to deal less damage, so keep that in mind. You still do damage, but it's a little bit less. Now, if any target is defeated, you do the plus damage bonus 50%. 50% is a lot, and it's currently the only unit in the game that can give this to this big of a degree to everyone in your party. So your sub DPS and your support or healer, I mean, usually it's going to be a healer, but maybe early game you can even avoid using a healer. You can just use every DPS. So you're going to blast everyone, right? Now, The good part of a knight is the fact that it gains a lot of moxie. The moxie is the little yellow dot. You have 5 sockets. Whenever you play a card, you fuse a card, or you move a card, you get 1 moxie. So by doing these movements and usage of cards, you will gain moxie, and when you reach 5, you will get the chance you will get the card of your ultimate, right? And it will stay there. It's not going to go away. You can do it whenever you want, but especially as a DPS, you want to do it immediately, or maybe hold it on the next turn because you want to line up some buffs. That's perfectly fine. I'm just telling you how it is. So the good part about a knight is that he really wants to do his ult. He really wants to. Because if you look at the other cards, which is just attacks, one it's an AoE, it's a mass attack and attacks all enemies, and one justice is a one target attack. If a target is defeated, Moxie +1 at level 1 of the cards, +2 on level 2, and +3 on the level 3. So you really want to kill someone with with justice, and you really want to kill someone with glory at least level 2+. What does level 2 mean? Level 2 means that if you have a copy of a card, if you get 2 glories, let's say, it is like level 1, level 1. If you fuse them together, it's going to become a level 2 glory. If you have 2 cards, 2 glory level 2, and you fuse them together, it becomes a glory level 3, which means that you can get the benefits or the maximum damage and the maximum whatever the card gives on every character in the game. It's just a basic system. It's not just a knight system. Everybody works like this. So if you have the chance, or if you're using units that give you power incantation, empowering incantation, or you have maybe maybe in the future we get like a Psychube that gives you that. We'll get there in a minute. So you really want to kill enemies with a knight because you get extra moxie. So your ult is going to come up way easier than normal. Now, this is going to fall off a little bit against the boss because you're not going to be able to get the moxie because you're not killing anyone when you do the damage. But the damage multipliers are really, really high. So you will be still fine. Will still do damage, but you're gonna miss on a major mechanic that makes a knight really good. So this guy shines way more on a non-boss fight than a boss fight because you can spam your ult. But even then, it's still good. You can still use him. It's still going to do great. Just keep in mind that you're going to lose the Moxie, so the Moxie plus bonuses on your card. So if you want to, if you're wondering why you don't have the ult already, it's because if you're not killing anyone, you're not getting any Moxie, right? Now, the Insight makes it so you deal more damage. So for every max HP plus 20%, for every HP, 20% HP lost by the target, damage dealt is 10%. So the less HP you have, the more damage you do. It's kind of like a berserker situation. The Insight 2 is damage taken -8 when a caster enters battle. This is permanent the moment you enter, I'm assuming. Yeah, I think that is. And the Insight 3 is for every HP lost by the enemy, penetration rate plus 10%. Penetration rate is like a extra damage going through the armor a little bit. So it's going to ignore a little bit of armor or of defense that they have, the reality or mental defense that they have, right? I mean, if they have low reality, you're going to deal even more damage with the penetration rate, right? So let's just talk 1 second what the hell is Insight. Insight is the ascension of a character, right? When you level them to 40 the first time, it's going to stop. You can't level them anymore. If you want to level them further, you need to ascend them, and you need to unlock the inheritance, which is the Insight 1. Once you unlock the inheritance by using these materials that you can see here, and you can check it on the Pridwen website without any problem, you can actually unlock these passives and basically complete your character's kit. The Insight 2 and 3 are a little more complex to do because they need weird materials that you're gonna have a little bit of time invested into getting. Otherwise, the first one are gonna be really easy. You just get them from like stages or stuff like that. While the others, you're probably gonna have to fuse the previous tier on the wilderness system of the game, which is another thing. We'll probably make a video after the game comes out, so we can actually deal with the English text and I'm gonna explain what the wilderness is. So stay tuned on the channel if you're interested in that. But yeah, to unlock everything is gonna take a while. So keep in mind that you will be able to do Insight 1 fast, and the others is gonna take a little bit of time. So this is his kit. It does reality damage, his spirit. Now, let's go check on what Psycube he can use. He can basically use any Psycube that increases his damage. So let's go check on the 6-star. The 6-star would be Hopscotch, Brave New World, let's say, the biggest ones. Hopscotch is basically for each enemy target defeated by the carrier, ultimate might +4, and it stacks to 4 times, so up to 16% at level 1 on Hopscotch. And on the Brave New World, oh, I thought I opened it. On Brave New World, it's basically the same concept. After you do the ultimate, you get ultimate might. No, ultimate, incantation might. Incantation might means that a card that you're gonna play, so Justice or Glory are gonna deal 20% more damage. So this is maybe, I would argue that this is maybe better, because like the ult for a knight, actually no, they're equally as good. It depends on your approach, because the ultimate, if you kill, you get damage plus 50%, and you kind of want that, right? It's going to be on you as well, on a knight as well. So you kind of want to kill someone with it. So it makes sense that if you kill with Hopscotch on, you get bigger ultimate might. But you could also opt for Brave New World, which is the opposite thing that also helps the building of the ult, but the ult doesn't give you rousing morale if you don't kill. So I think Hopscotch might be a little better, because the ultimate might is the one that you want to do, and to do the ultimate and get the bonus, and then that way you're gonna start looping. Ultimate might +4, but the Brave New World is a little. I think it's equally as good almost. Now let's talk about 5-stars. On the 5-star, you can use Footloose. You can use maybe her Bright Future. Let's see, Footloose. Footloose is basically you deal more damage if they're above 40% HP, basically, and it's 8% at first, and it becomes 16% at level 5. It's a 5-star, so it's gonna be easy to get. You just farm the currency and then you get it. And when the caster casts an ultimate, if the caster is buffed, it does 10% more damage on the ultimate. So if you don't want to buy a Brave New World for some reason, you don't have it, or you don't need it because you bought something else, you can use the 5-star version of that, which is this one, and you can enjoy 10% damage immediately if you buff him. So that brings us to the team building. So a knight is a flex unit. What does that mean? Flex unit means that he can fit whatever you want, actually wherever you want, because you don't need any specific formation for him to enable him. So what you want to do is, if you plan on maining or like using a knight constantly, then you want to buff him, his damage, or debuff the defense of the enemy, and just put a healer there, right? In case you need some help, which usually is the case. You kind of want a healer every time, or a support that, like Miss New Babel. Even though Miss New Babel is not that good, but it is an option. Now, for example, a knight. Let's go to characters. 6 stars. A knight, Tooth Fairy, Sotheby, Medicine Pocket as a healer, and then you can put Voyager. You can put Anan Lee. You can even put Anan Lee, because she gives an incantation might, if I remember correctly, empower incantation, but just for her. So, but she also gives the buff, right? So damage dealt plus 15. So that's going to help, because you want to kill with a knight, right? So your concept for team building is, I want to kill enemies as soon as possible with my card, so I can spam my ult, and then kill more with the ult, so I can get the damage bonus plus 50%. And that damage bonus plus 50% is going to help so much continuing the loop, because it's going to be 50% easier, kinda. Not really, but it's gonna be way easier to kill after you get the bonus the first time. So you really want to kill at least once with your ult, and then the loop starts, right? So for the 5 stars, you can use Balloon Party, as a healer. You can use Dike as a healer, and as a supporter you can use Beacon Bloom, Diggers if you have it. Diggers is probably a little bit better because Beacon Bloom. Wait, is Beacon Bloom a reality? Okay, so Beacon Bloom is good. Is equally as good as Diggers in this case. She's a little less good if you are fighting against mental, but if you're fighting against mental, everybody's losing a little bit because A Knight is also reality. So I think at that point it doesn't really matter, right? But if you have Diggers and you're fighting against mental, you kind of want Diggers instead because Diggers has global defense down, while Beacon Bloom only has reality death. They still take 15% damage taken, right? So that's still global, still works, but it's reality death, while Diggers has reality and mental death. He doesn't apply the global defense, so this might be situational. And Beacon Bloom might be still the better choice anyway, just for the damage taken plus 15% on top of reality death. So it's way more influential inside a reality team, right? So that's just the perfect pair. Or you can use Sonetto. Sonetto buffs, and while buffing, a knight is going to be able to do more damage, right? And the buff is basically damage dealt plus 15 again, damage taken is minus 15 for all allies, and penetration rate plus 10%. So Sonetto is one of the good options, but Sonetto is actually Sonetto is reality. So, that's fine. I was about to say she might be mental, so be careful. No, but Sonetto is reality as well, so another good option. So yeah, just think that you just need to enable Knight and buff him to the point where he can actually just kill everyone. That's what you want to do, because the more you kill, the more moxie you get. The more moxie you get, the more you can spam your ultimate. The more you can spam your ultimate, the more it's easy. It's gonna be high. There's a high chance that you kill someone. The more you kill someone, the higher, the more often you're gonna have the 50% buff. The more you have the 50% buff, the more you can kill, and the loop starts, right? So A Knight, really good unit. Spirit a little bit just because you're losing the 30% damage against the opposite, which is intelligence. But you, at the same time, you're not gonna be dealt 30% by someone countering you, right? Unless they're intelligence. But that's fine, because you can just you can just do damage and kill them anyway. You're just gonna lose the 30%, but the 30% is not always there. 30% is situational, because if you don't find any one of your element, you don't have a character to counter it, you're still gonna lose the 30% anyway, even with other type of a Flatus, right? So A Knight, good unit, really good DPS. The only unit in the game that gives you 50% buff on all allies when you kill an enemy with your ult. It's the only guys. He has a mad moxie regeneration if you kill. He has a lot of damage. He scales. It gets more damage the lower his HP is, and more penetration the lower the enemy's enemy HP is, making his kit work even better. You want to put a buffer with him so he can do even more damage, and a healer just to keep things in check, the damage taken in check, right, and heal a little bit. That said, if you have Tooth Fairy is the broken healer in the game, is the craziest healer that we have in the game at the moment. If there was an SS, she would be SS. So if you have Tooth Fairy, you can put Tooth Fairy with A Knight as well. Don't worry about it. She also applies Confusion, which is critical resist minus 25%. So it gives you a little more, 25 plus. If you have her Insight 1, she's going to also reduce 50% crit resist even more, and crit defense even more. So even though A Knight is not a crit reliant unit like Lilia, for example, or other units, you're still gonna want to use them together if you have her. Like if you pick up Tooth Fairy, you can still use her with A Knight, and A Knight might be able to crit with the minus 40% crit rate resist. So it's gonna be higher crit rate for A Knight basically automatically, because they resist the crit rate, so it's easier for you to do crit. That way, it's even easier to kill, right? So yeah, I think that's it. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments. If you like the video, leave a like. If you don't mind joining on following on Twitch, leveling up yourself, leveling up on Twitch, follow my Twitch channel. Thank you. So thank you for watching. Leave a follow on YouTube if you want. I don't know, like sub, whatever you want to do for more videos, more guides. I'm gonna basically do this all the time, more or less. Every time there is a banners coming, we'll talk about the characters, builds, teams, and stuff like that. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Enjoy the game.